feel it all here, like immediately. Just like closed eye visuals. I feel a buzz. As soon as the smoke like touched my lungs, it was like bzz. I taste DMT, I can hear DMT, I am DMT.
According to YouTube's guidelines shown here, videos which intend to educate are documentary by nature and do not glorify the use of drugs. Both abide by the community safety guidelines and are eligible for monetization. The following video does not glorify the use of drugs. Instead, attempts to be non-biased while delivering vital life-saving information disguised as entertainment. We do not display graphic use. There are no scenes showcasing drug consumption, and any insinuation of use should be taken as satirical at best. Thanks, YouTube, and don't forget to visit our Patreon page after the video for extra content and behind-the-scenes footage that only our patrons get to see. I love you, motherfucker.
Good day to you, my fellow psychedelic enthusiasts. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is talking about all of my gripes, concerns, and maybe even benefits, I don't know, to DMT vape pens, which is what I am holding and displaying for you right freaking here. These things have now taken the psychedelic world by storm. It seems like everybody and their grandmother, it'd be interesting, have taken to the DMT vapes. People think they're more convenient, they're easier accessible. You can better hide your DMT because, like, who knows? Is this DMT vape? Is it nicotine vape? Is it weed? There's no way to know. Is it 5-MeO DMT, which could actually pose a danger, which we're going to get into. And yeah, basically we're going to break down why I think these things are a terrible, terrible idea. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video. Now, before we continue, I have to let you guys know that this whole entire thing has been done for safety and education. I am not advising that anybody go out and buy one of these DMT vape pens, although if you live in some parts of Canada, you can, I believe, pick these up in some stores. The psychedelic world is getting freaking crazy these days. I'm going to do a whole video going into one of the stores. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. I mean, I'm sure you guys do. The stuff you can buy now, you can buy these on the ClearNet, like back in the dark ages of the drug culture. You had to get a Tor browser. You had to use the infamous dark web to access your mystical compounds of untold dilemmas. But now you can actually just go into your normal everyday Google Chrome, Firefox, whatever the bloody hell you use web browser, and go to these websites and order, sometimes with your credit card, substances. The world is changing, and I must tell you, I'm quite excited. But I'm also terrified because with this easier accessibility comes untold harms, dangers, and risks that we are going to dive headfirst into the shallow end of the pool into, and hopefully we do smash our nose so we can show you how stupid of an idea this is for you guys to follow in our footsteps. Anyway, let's talk about, first of all, the cons of a DMT vape pen. The biggest con, shining straight in my face, brighter than these lights in my studio, is the fact that there are two popular forms of DMT. There's N,N-dimethyltryptamine. This is classic DMT that Joe Rogan popularized. And then there's the new kid on the block, also known as the psychedelic toad venom, which is 5-MeO, 5-methoxy-DMT, which is more potent and which in countries like Canada is actually legal. So the more potent version of DMT that has actually killed people is legal, and the form of DMT that they have proven to be found in the brains of mammals, they've found it in rat brains, probably in our brains, is illegal. Now just let that sink in for just a minute, and you will realize how disgustingly stupid the entire world still is. Anyway, the fact of 5-MeO DMT being legal means that some people, if they have an easy supply to it, are more likely to make 5-MeO DMT pens, versus with normal N,N-DMT, people have to go through a bit of an extraction process usually to get it, which, I mean, let's be real, it's not that difficult. Mind you, there are 5-MeO DMT pens floating around, and the biggest concern, and you know me, I'm the drug testing guy, is how do you get the liquid out? Now, I could just be daft because I have absolutely no history of using vape pens whatsoever, but like, I don't know how to take this apart. And I don't want to try to. But I mean, obviously they had to get the liquid in there somehow. But it's like, how many people are actually going to figure out how to take this apart? And then if you do take it apart, can you put it back together? I don't know. I don't know how these are made. It's, I don't want to mess with it. But like, in order to test it with, say, the Hoffman reagent, which will actually differentiate between 5-MeO DMT and normal DMT, as far as I know, it's the only reagent kit linked to Test Kit Plus to buy a Hoffman reagent kit that will tell you the difference, which is awesome. It's also great for other, I think, LSD analogs, and it can differentiate between different NBOMe compounds, which is crazy. Highly advise getting it to up your drug safety skills to the next level. But if you have the Hoffman reagent and you had, say, in front of you NN-DMT, 5-MeO DMT, you would get a different color reaction. Basically, DMT will turn, what is my computer showing? Yellow, and 5-MeO DMT will turn green. But how are we going to find out which this is going to turn? And like I said, this is very important to know, because if you accidentally had 5-MeO DMT, not only is there a potential for danger, people have straight up stopped breathing on it, or you could go unconscious and choke on your own vomit. Some people throw up on it. But it's also more potent by weight. It's almost, I think, twice. Don't quote me on this. Can't remember offhand. It might be twice as potent, which is wild. So, like, you would need half as much, which brings me to the next danger of these things. How in the bloody hell are you supposed to know how much you're taking? Pretend scientists like me like to be precise. I have a scale that goes all the way down to the microgram level. It's probably like 100 micrograms at the lowest, but still, you get down to 100 microgram level, which is insane. And I like to weigh things out so that I know for my own, safety and just for my own knowledge how much each dose will take you. Like I want to know how far you get with each amount of psychedelic taken. I want to know the potency of the doses. And how am I supposed to know when I puff on this if I took 20 milligrams, 30 milligrams, 100 milligrams? How am I supposed to know? There's no real way to know for sure, which is why in this video, I'm going to do a test run with it for you to show you with this particular vape, which actually anecdotally means nothing, because then it comes down to what is the ratio of vape juice to actual DMT and what is the total volume of liquid in this thing. And it's like all of those can vary depending on who made the vape. So it's like me telling you what so many hits of this vape feel like in relative terms. Like I could take one hit of this and say, oh, that's like 10 milligrams DMT. To someone watching who also has a vape pen, that means absolutely jack shit to you. Again, the biggest issue I have is people, if you're weighing it yourself and using something like the Vapor Genie or that old school hot sauce or beer bottle with a hole drilled in the neck and then wire mesh, or in the bottom and wire mesh in the neck, if you're using that, you can put on exactly how much DMT you want to vape, right? But with this, there's no way to know for sure, which leads to potentially dangerous outcomes because, like, what if you just want a threshold experience? I mean, I guess you could argue that once you try it out for a few times, like you can test the potency with one toke, you can gauge how far it'll take you. But there's so many other variables to consider, like your mental space at the time, which set and setting dictate the trip, what your hormone levels are at the time, what neurotransmitters are present in your brain. These things can change on a day-to-day basis, which can vary the outcome of psychedelic experiences, sometimes dramatically. So again, it's better to just know. I would want to know. Beyond that, some more real dangers is just the ease of accessibility blows my mind. I mean, you can just throw this in your pocket. You could be just chilling like outside at recess at school, and everyone thinks you're just doing nicotine vape, but really you're blasting through DMT dimensions and you're meeting with machine elves who are telling you to skip your third grade class because your English teacher is a reptile in disguise. It's like, how are you supposed to know? You don't know, which I think is a danger. I mean, some people would see this as a positive because they're like, wow, now I can hide my drugs so easily. It is just a vape. But I think this presents new risks and dangers. And it also normalizes the use of DMT in a sense. Because when you actually have this baggie of crystals, it's more taboo. Like, you got to weigh out the crystals. You feel more like you're doing drugs. Doing it like this normalizes it to the degree where you might not actually give it, the respect that it deserves, because DMT is one of the most potent, one of the most powerful psychedelics known to man. 5-MeO DMT, on the other hand, people say is the most powerful. Like, it is going to, with probably 99% certainty, send you face to face with God almost every time. Versus NN-DMT, the big difference is you're not going to really meet God. You can still meet God. You can still have those religious experiences, but sometimes you might also meet some aliens. You might just be thrown into dimensions made of undulating fractals that go on for infinity, spiraling colors. There's more of a variance. A science fiction nut like me is more interested in NN-dimethyltryptamine, the OG king, most trippy psychedelic known to man, before this 5-MeO came and tried to dethrone it. On that same regard, 5-MeO is not only more intense, but it has the potential to be scarier. Even just from a safety standpoint, knowing that people have died from it is a little scary. But in the same regard, there's people who have died from drinking too much water, but we still drink water, right? The dose makes the bloody poison. Too much of anything can be bad. But some of these drugs have a much more forgiving dose to poison ratio, like no one's ever died from a DMT and NN-DMT overdose. So there's that safety factor where it can also ease your nerves doing it. So you're less likely to have psychological trauma because you know that it on a physical level is safe. But that all aside, let's now move on to the next part of this video. Now that I've shared my gripes, concerns with vape pens, and you guys get an idea of why I don't like them, I've actually never tried them, which is a straight up lie because I actually filmed the testing part of this video before the intro. So for all of you guys watching, we'll pretend I've never tried it. I actually did just try it. But for the continuity of the video, I've never tried these before. In fact, for this video, this is my first time ever trying a DMT vape. So let's see what happens, all in the name of science and in the name of harm reduction. Again, I am not making these videos to suggest that anybody tries DMT vape. If you listen to a word I said, I basically explained in detail why I think this shit is a stupid f***ing idea. So please don't follow in my footsteps. We make these videos entertaining and interesting so more people watch them so that we can teach you guys the right way to do things. When it comes to DMT, I think the right way to do things is the precise, concise way where you measure it out and you use a different device rather than this. But I mean, I'm speaking without even trying it. I'm knocking it before I try it. So let's see what it's like.
Okay, so it's time to test this. We got the instructions here on how to use the darn thing.
It's really cold down here.
It's freezing here. You smell like peanut butter. All right.
Peanut butter.
It smells good. So here's the DMT vape. As you can see, I've never even opened the darn thing, and I've never used one of these. Ooh. Okay. So like I said, you want to make sure that you have someone with you when you're trying this. Obviously, I know that this is actual NN-DMT, but they do sell 5-methoxy-DMT vape pens, and people have died from accidentally smoking too much. And again, here's the biggest concern, is how the hell do you know how much you're smoking? This is why I think this is stupid, and I think the best way to do it is to be precise and weigh out your doses with an accurate scale so you can follow the best safe use protocol. But I do understand with vapes being so popular these days with young people and you can hide it better. I get it. I still think it's dumb. Anyway, this looks pretty straightforward. So you screw this thing in here. Again, I want to preface it by saying I do not advocate the use of any of these compounds. I am simply including this bit for the sake of safety. Let's see what this is actually like, even though I have no interest in doing this at the moment. Let's see the instructions. Press the power button 5 times to turn it on. That's excessive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing happened. Let's try that again. Oh, maybe it means hold it? I don't get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is it?
There. Oh, you have to press fast. Ha! Oh, I'm nervous. Oh, this just the DMT makes you nervous, you know? Even though I'm just testing it, it's like, imagine I accidentally break through. I mean, here's the thing, you have to be ready for anything. I mean, it could happen. I'll just put my head down. It could happen. I'm not for it right now. Set pen to maximum voltage by pressing the power button 3 times. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, do this until the red illumination shows around the power button. Colors are red, blue, white, and green. Make sure it's on the red setting. Okay, there's green. 1, 2, 3. Red. Okay, press and hold the power button to vaporize. Mild experience. 1 to 2 10-second pulls. That's huge. We're just going to try 1 5-second pull to start. So for mild experience, you do 1 to 2 10-second pulls. Hold each in as long as you can. I'm going to do 1 5 to start because this is safety. I have my sitter here to make sure I don't lose my mind. I mean, she can't make sure of that, but she can watch me lose my mind. I think that was a big pull because I feel a buzz.
Your body's vibrating.
What do you mean vibrating?
I can see your face going like shh.
How do you see my face vibrating? Immediately, I taste DMT, I can hear DMT, I am DMT. Oh, it's like the room just turned into 4K definition. Yeah, I can hear slight buzzing. Either I'm sensitive, because if I did like another pull of that, I'd for sure start seeing stuff. It's crazy how fast that hits me. As soon as the smoke like touched my lungs, it was like bzz. Yeah, it looks really orangey in here. Yeah, that was like 5 milligrams. This was harsh. The big thing people tote about these pens is it's so much more gentle. I think, my goddamn, this thing. This stinky ass bottle. Oh my god, I forgot to hit record on the mic. The camera has shitty audio, so at least the cameras are picking us up. But look, you can see the screen there. I forgot to hit record. Oh well, we're using camera mic, camera audio. Yeah, this shitty bottle.
But how many people burn the metal and then inhale the metal? I feel like that always happens for me.
Yeah, but I find this gentler. I think because it has more room to cool. Like, look, it's got all this room to cool and more air comes in with it. Versus this, it doesn't cool. It's really hot. That was harsh. I prefer the damn bottle. Whatever. Call me old school. We'll try one more hit of this. Oh, I can feel it all here, like immediately. Just like closed eye visuals. It looks like a pattern is almost wanting to happen. This is strong. Yeah, my body feels tingly. Yeah, this is strong. I think, like, okay. Yeah, things are looking funky. I easily think that 3 big hits of that would be enough to probably break through.
So are you talking about these 5-second hits that you're doing or longer than that?
Even what I just did, 3 of those in a row, like, okay, no, maybe not 3 because I just did 2. But you want to do them back to back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since I took so long in between, it doesn't count. If I did that one, and then this next one, and then maybe 4. See, I'm having a hard time right now judging how loud I'm talking. I feel like I'm talking extremely loud, like it's hurting my ears. That's intense, my whole body is vibrating. All right. See, that's stronger than I thought. I thought that I was going to have to take a lot more of this in order to start feeling it. So yeah, I would say now I'm at like 10 milligrams. I guess each little hit like I did was like 5. This doesn't last very long. It's already starting to go away. Everything just looks really warm. Like I don't feel as cold now down here.
Really? Because your skin's purple.
I'm aware that it's freezing, but it's like I'm not as... because my skin's tingling. It's not as bad as I'm making it sound. It's not that bad, but this is gentler. Anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed that test.